Happy Saturday, y'all. August 7th, 2021. Yeah. Half-Cast 99. Yes, episode 99. Let's do it. Come on. Hope everyone's evening is going well. Yeah. Woo. Like it. Have some fun here. I got some shit for y'all this evening. Yes. Yo. So, yeah, by the way, my name is AJ. You're too kind. So I am playing. I finally unlocked rank matches on Magic the Gathering. Being the geek that I am, being the dweeb that I am, I finally unlocked rank matches. I won my first match like a couple hours ago, and since then I just been itching to get back on. Know what I mean? Yeah, I know y'all out there, y'all gamers. Y'all, I lost that first match and I didn't want to talk to nobody. People texting me and everything. My baby mama was texting me and I didn't even I just looked at it and turned the phone over like I just lost my best friend. Shit, 1999. What happened in 99? It's episode 99. Major news stories include world worries about Y2K. Wasn't that stupid? That it turned out that yeah. What do? It's like in a court when it hits a million miles, it just starts back over from zero. I guess that's what happened. We still here. I never knew what happened. And the Millennium Bug, yeah, the Millennium Bug, Columbine High School shootings. Dr. Jack Kevorkian, Dr. Kevorkian found guilty of second-degree murder for giving a lethal injection in a case of voluntary euthanasia. And people were on the fence about that because if the person gives their written consent, if they're terminally ill and they give their consent and they're still in pain and they're like, oh well, I'm gonna feel like shit all the way up until I die, and I'm already like 75, 80, 90, or if I'm just terminal period, then why not give me a shot and send me off? Like, yeah, a little bit of fentanyl in the Kool-Aid. Send me off right. Know what I mean? Like, yeah. I uh I wasn't old enough to really have an opinion in the case. I wasn't really old enough to have an opinion in the case then, but I really don't see if it's like a power of attorney, if it's legal, if everything is documented and written out, then why not? Why not? Why would you? That would be selfish for someone's loved ones to see them suffer for 2, 3 years with an illness that's just going to degrade and make them be in even more pain when the person clearly said do not resuscitate or yeah, he can give me a shot and I'll be gone within a few hours and I won't feel anything on my way out. I'll just close my eyes and never wake up. Is that that? That sounds humane to me. We do it with dogs and cats. Shit, why not? They said Hurricane Floyd. Yeah, they talk about the rampage at Columbine, Napster. Oh man, everybody loved Napster. Bill Clinton was acquitted. SpongeBob, 1999. Yeah, SpongeBob. East Timer, Pakistan and India was fighting, which is nothing new. Northern, okay, cool. A few things happened. Lance Armstrong, we know about that. Yeah. So the 1999 going into 2000 was pretty eventful. I really think the most interesting thing had to be that Kevorkian shit. And yeah, yeah. So guess what? I have some stories for y'all. Moving right along. I am recording. I just had to make sure. Yeah, we not having that happen again. No, we're not having that happen again. First up, yeah, my 600-pound life star Gina Krasley dies at age 30. Woo! She died doing what she loves to do. And she died doing what she loves to do. What you gonna say? After, hey, and I've seen that show, and I've watched one of those women pull out the deep fryer and had it in the bed with her or on her bedside, whichever one, and she just battered that chicken up and dropped it right there. Who am I to not fall in love with a woman like that? Who am I to deprive a woman of life's simplest things, life's simple pleasures? Shit. And you see the episodes where the husband, he's not too small himself. He's not a he's not a fitness enthusiast, but still he finds a way to still bring his wife. He still brings his wife cupcakes. And how many episodes have you seen that? In that he still brings the wife the chicken and the pizza and the bread. And what we don't know is that he's scared that if he falls asleep and she's not full, she might try to eat him. She might try. This is obviously I make fun of this shit, but at 30 years old to be over 600 pounds is like, yeah, and you can have a problem with your thyroid, and oh, I know this lady ain't twerking. This got to get off my page. There's no reading on this page that I have to talk about and then still see this video playing where she's shaking her, she got thighs like a truck all night long. You about to make our house fall down? No. Yeah, that is 600 pounds and I weigh a lot. And 600 pounds just getting out of bed, and I would probably be like, no, it makes you want to give up. So, yeah, rest in peace to this lady. TLC was deeply saddened by the loss of Gina Krasley, who shared her weight loss journey. Why it wasn't a very long journey. It was about from there to the crock pot, and that's about as far as her journey went. I'm sorry. Ooh, wait. Ooh. Next up, get this off our page. Yeah, and I'm the one to talk, right? After I just had a had stewed chicken and rice, and then to wash it down like an hour or two later, I had a pack of donuts with some juice. I'm on my way. I guess this is a cautionary tale for me, in the back of my head to not be on that show, to not have to not be the victim of that show. Um, Next up, Cuomo could face misdemeanor charges in groping case. A misdemeanor, sheriff said. So what it was like it wasn't a full. Ooh, it wasn't one of these. It was just like a pat like an athlete when they hit like a home run or something. Like it was a small one. The severity of the grope is what factored in on determining of how big a crime it was. Not the fact that he touched somebody, he can't keep his fucking hands to himself. The fact that the severity of the grope, it wasn't like a grope. It was like it's not a dent, it's a ding, whatever. A local sheriff said Saturday that embattled New York Governor Andrew Cuomo could face misdemeanor charges stemming from allegations from a former aide that the governor groped her last year when they were alone in a room at the executive mansion. Come on, now, if that happened to anybody else, they would be in jail, and the girl would have book rights and everything coming out. Albany County Sheriff Craig Apple, who spoke to reporters on Saturday, stressed that they were in the early stages of their investigation and would not provide a timeline on how long the investigation would take. And people that work in these offices and help people on their campaigns, they're they're not trying to be in that position forever, and to have like a job in like the mayor's office or any type of job in like where as like as a civil servant, I guess that's what they call them, like in politics. That every little thing you do, like, can it's a step. It's really a step up. It's not like a yeah. It's everything you do. So even the people that you work for, and like, yeah, it all comes back because you could work for somebody that ran against another person and asked for a job from them like 5 years later, and they might be like, "Well, didn't you run against that jackass that was trying to cut me down in the campaign 5 years ago? Yeah, get out of my office." Like that type of shit follows you. So you really, like, when you bring allegations like this against somebody, you have to really think about your career and think about, like, you have to bring everybody into play. So I have no timeline whatsoever, Apple said, according to the NBC affiliate. I can tell you I had a female come forward, which was the hardest thing she has ever done, and made a criminal complaint against the governor. And we have a proven record of helping people, and we will do everything in our power to help her. Well, what the case, because I'm an idiot. Like, oh yeah, the case stems from allegations made by a former. And when he came to the guy, when she came to him, was like, "Well, where did he touch you? Did he touch you like here? Like how exactly? Like that? Or did he touch you like this? Or did he touch you like this?" Like the case stems from allegations. Please don't touch anybody. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. And to who accused the third term governor of reaching under her shirt. Oh, he did one of these. Oh, like, yeah, that was, oh, touching her last year. He didn't even, yeah, he wanted, oh God, he's a savage here. While they were in the executive mansion, according to the Associated Press, speaking with investigators from the state attorney general's office. What, she also claimed that Cuomo had touched her rear end while they took a photo together. But and he grabs her butt, he gropes her, and while they're taking a pic, that's a low move where she can't just turn around and backhand them because she's in front of like 30 other people. The woman, an executive assistant whose name has not been publicly released, was referred to in a report released earlier this week by State Attorney General Letitia James as executive assistant number one. Wow. Keep your hands to yourself, people. People. Just because you're the governor or anybody else, she does not want you touching on her. Or he might, ladies too, he might not want you touching on him. I know it's a little bit harder for you to believe, ladies. Oh, he wants it. Look at him. Got his thighs out. He was just begging for it. Can you hear that in a can you hear that in the courtroom? Don't you see him? Look at him. He's smirking right now. No respect. Yeah, he's just a tramp. He wanted me to touch him. He just didn't want me to touch him in front of everybody. The double standard is staggering. My non-alcoholic beverage for this evening is energy herbal tonic from 7-Eleven. This stuff is actually good. I've been drinking it a lot. Got a little bit of caffeine in. Jumpstart the system. What do we have here? Yeah, this is crazy. If they don't kill me, I'll have to kill them. Police shoot armed 13-year-old boy after he claimed to have killed 3 people and fired gun. How do you walk away from this? How do you walk away from this situation? If you're a police officer, is if like is there any good way to resolve this situation? Like that would be, I don't even think I don't even know if they practice for situations like this. Like, how can you don't want to kill a 13-year-old kid, but if he opens fire on you, then what happens? Like, yeah, that is weird. That is a crazy situation. I would never want to be in a situation where I have to kill somebody's child in order to make sure that I make it home safely. Like, because I can probably with 99.9% certainty say I would probably have to be the one to knock on somebody's parents' door and say that it was either me or him, and it just had to be him. No. Told him to drop the gun 30 times, he wouldn't drop the gun 30 times. Police in California say they shot and wounded. Okay, they didn't kill him. And armed 13. Okay, that's a good. See, that's a better way. Just disarm him. Make it so he can't hurt nobody. An armed 13-year-old boy in a local cemetery on Thursday after he falsely told authorities that he had murdered 3 people and fired a gun in the air after officers arrived on the scene. What was he trying to commit? Suicide by cop? This sounds like suicide by cop. The San Bernardino Police Department said that the minor suspect called the police dispatch center at 1:52 p.m. on Thursday and said that he had just killed 3 people. The child allegedly noticed the dispatch operator that not notified the dispatch operator that he was in the Pioneer Cemetery and allegedly threatened to kill any officers being sent to his location. Where did he get this from? At 13, not this. At 13, something elaborate as this is beyond my skill. It would be beyond me. If they don't kill me, I'll have to kill them. The boy said, according to a press release from the department. Wow. The dispatcher also said they heard the boy fire several shots from the firearm while he was on the phone. When officers arrived at the cemetery a short while later, they found the boy, who appeared to be carrying at least one handgun that was both loaded and equipped with an extended clip. The department said that the responding officers took up positions around the perimeter of the cemetery. As the officers were doing this, the suspect fired an additional shot from the gun. Wow. Officers fired on a young suspect, striking him once, the department said. And I'm pretty sure said, ow, that hurts. What do you shoot me for? No bystanders were injured during the encounter, and the boy was transported to a local hospital for treatment. His condition was not publicly disclosed, though several news outlets said he is expected to survive. Wow. He had he had a backpack which contained 2 loaded handguns, 4 extra magazines, a holster, and a large cache of. And where did he get all this from? Detectives suggested the stockpile indicated that the boy was planning to orchestrate a prolonged confrontation with the corresponding police officers. Why? What are you doing? You're 13 years old. What can cause you is, I don't know. The only plus about this is that he didn't go out in public and just start letting off shots and killing innocent people. At least he kept it isolated to himself. This time, the one person that did it this time, yeah, like the guy from The Purge, the movie theater. He said he was off his meds and his psychosis just started creeping up on him. His schizophrenia was acting up. The guy that shot the people in that movie, The Purge, said his schizophrenia started acting up like your old bones when the rain start coming. Yeah, at least this kid was smart enough that if he had to die, he was going to keep it to just himself. Which the whole situation is stupid, but there's something that makes sense about that. Damn. What did he do? Lopez told the station he spoke to officers after the boy was taken to the hospital. The department included several photographs from the encounter showing a suspect holding a gun in his right hand. What was he doing this for? You're 13, man. You're 13. Have yourself a juice box, play Roblox or whatever you do. Go out and do something. 13 years old. What the hell was I doing? Nothing. Running around. That's it. Guns. What the hell is it like? Delete this. Here we go, baby. Got to keep pressing the same button to get it right, right? Just keep clicking, just keep clicking, just keep clicking. U.S. Army tried. Yeah, here we go. The U.S. Army tried portable nuclear power at remote bases 60 years ago. It didn't go well. These fucking morons, yo, they keep trying 60 years ago. First off, the nuclear energy that's sitting in the same place, the shit that's not portable, you can't even get a handle on it. You can't even control that. So what makes you think that nuclear power to go, nuclear power to go would be yeah, was gonna work 60 years ago. It's 60 years today. Today, we still can't get the nuclear power that is sitting in buildings that's not moving, we still can't get that right. The only people, hear me out, the only people who successfully portableized or made nuclear power portable were the Ghostbusters. Those proton packs, they were sustainable enough that you could take them on the go. And since then, nothing has ever been done. So let's stop. Oh, and you see the pictures of them. Got this. Oh my God, this is so dangerous. The U.S. Army engineers who are installing a portable nuclear power plant, shown as they move the vapor condenser, a component of plant, into power plant circuit. Oh, this is stupid. In a tunnel 40 feet below the surface of the Greenland ice sheet, it was 1964, the height of the Cold War U.S. Soldiers in a tunnel 800 miles from the North Pole were dismantling the Army's first portable nuclear reactor. He had commanding officer Joseph Franklin grabbed the radiation detector, ordered his men out, and did a quick survey before retreating from the reactor. Get out of here! It doesn't work! He had spent about 2 minutes exposed to a radiation field he estimated at 2,000 rads per hour, enough to make a person ill. When he came home from Greenland, the Army sent Franklin to Bethesda Naval Hospital. There, he set off a whole body radiation counter designed to assess victims of nuclear accidents. Franklin was radioactive, and we still think this is the best way to go for energy. The Army called 2 minutes. 2 minutes. He was only exposed to this shit for 2 minutes, and his whole body was radioactive afterwards. The Army called the reactor portable, even at 330 tons, because it was built from pieces that each fit in a C-1. Where's the fucking logic to this? It was powering Camp Century, one of the military's most unusual bases. Camp Century was a series of tunnels built into the Greenland ice sheet and used for military research and scientific projects. The military boasted that the nuclear reactor there, known as PM2A, needed just 44 pounds of uranium to replace 1 million or more gallons of diesel fuel. In theory, up here, it's a fucking great idea, but it's like it's gonna go bad, and the cleanup for it is gonna be impossible. You can clean up some diesel fuel. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. Nuclear waste is damn near impossible. How heat from the reactor ran lights and equipment and allowed the 200 or so men at the camp as many hot showers as they wanted, and that brutally, I would not want. I'm not taking a shower in that nuclear water. I know that's not how it works, but how can you not feel that way? 2A was the third child in a family of 8 Army reactors, several of them experiments in portable nuclear power. It doesn't work. Fewer misfits, nicknamed Nuki Poo, was installed at the Navy base at Antarctica. It made a nuclear mess in the Antarctic with 438 malfunctions in 10 years, including a cracked and leaky containment vessel. SL-1, a stationary low-power nuclear reactor in Idaho, blew up during refueling, failed, killing 3 men. SM-1 still sits 12 miles from the White House at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. It cost US $2 million to build and expected to cost $68 million to clean up. Get the fuck out of here, man. The only truly reactor, the ML1, never really worked. How many fails? How many fails? Nearly 60 years after the PM2A was installed and the ML1 project abandoned, the U.S. military is exploring portable land-based nuclear reactors again. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. We should just get like a bunch of gerbils, get a bunch of hamsters, build a big wheel, and just make them run for the energy. That's way safer. In May 2021, the Pentagon requested $60 million for Project Pele. Its goal: design and build within 5 years a small truck-mounted portable nuclear reactor that could be flown to remote locations in war zones so they could shoot it down and fall out over another part of the world. The Navy has a long and most successful history of mobile nuclear power. The first two nuclear submarines, the Nautilus and the Skate, visited the North Pole in 1958, just before Camp Century was built. The other two submarines sank in the 1960s. Wow. This is interesting. Their reactors sit quietly on the Atlantic floor along with two plutonium containing nuclear torpedoes. Wow. Portable reactors on land pose different challenges. Any problems are not under thousands of feet of water. Yeah, see, if the submarines stay at the bottom of the ocean, if this fucking sinks, then if something happens to this, then it poisons the land for thousands of years. Yeah. Wow. We're not ready to use nuclear, and I said this on an earlier show that okay, if we want to we know how to use nuclear energy. We know how to build the machines. We know how to build the reactors. We know how it works. So building it is not the problem. It's maintaining it and keeping it and knowing how to clean it up when things go wrong because something is going to go wrong. A fucking bolt pops out of place and now all of a sudden your whole land, 300 miles of land in every direction is poisoned for 20,000 years if one bolt pops off. Like somebody falls asleep like Homer Simpson at the reactor, drops a donut on the red bottom, on the red button, and we're fucking screwed for a million years. Like, come on, we need a fail-safe way to contain this, and when things go wrong, you clean it up. Know what I mean? We need, yeah. If we sitting at the table and you got 30 engineers and 30 scientists and you're asking them like, and all they're telling you was like, yeah, so we build this, we build this, we build that, and this runs, then you tell them to shut up and say, yo, we already know how to build it. How do we fix it? How do we maintain it? How do we keep it running as a source of energy for long term, not just 10, 20 years, 30 years? Like, yeah, we want this to run indefinitely. Like, yeah, and that's and your answer to that question should be put towards the answer of whether you use nuclear energy in a certain area or not. Man, yeah. Delete this. Okay, here we go. Our pal fentanyl. Fentanyl exposure knocks officer off his feet in seconds. Yeah. A San Diego sheriff's deputy get knocked off his feet after being exposed to fentanyl. Oh, fentanyl. You're a flirty, tricky little mistress, aren't you? While being exposed to fentanyl while he was conducting a car search. This is a video, and yeah, wow, what did he do? Can I hear the video? No, really? Screw you then. No. Well, we know the things with fentanyl is one of the reasons why fentanyl is effective in clinical use is because you can use it to slow people's breathing down. Now, when it's misused or if it's used too much, or if it's used too much, then it can slow your breathing to the point where like you can't breathe. Now, when I was in the hospital and my throat closed up because I have that food allergy, then because my yeah because I had the food allergy, they had to put a tube down my throat and they also gave me fentanyl because my breathing was it was shallow. I mean, my breathing was very shallow. So, but that's in a clinical setting. That's in a clinical setting with controlled doses. This is not just like something where you're just exposed to X amount and you don't know what situation, you don't know how much you have. Yeah, that is scary. That is very scary. Yeah. Whew. Um, this had also happened. I did a story yesterday when the lady was breastfeeding her child and was exposed to fentanyl. And yeah, it's just crazy. Three, two, one. Here's the clip, I guess. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department released a video showing one of its officers collapsing after
I'm
being
Deputy David
exposed to
Firelight,
fentanyl.
and I almost died of a fentanyl overdose.
Holy shit. Deputy Fayette told the story in a public safety video in an effort to raise awareness about the deadly nature. He's responding to a radio call when he found white powder in a vehicle.
Oh, yeah, it's the powder.
Could be cocaine or fentanyl. It tested positive for fentanyl. That stuff's no joke, and it's super dangerous.
Yeah. Shortly after, his field training officer, Corporal Scott Crane, told him he was standing too close to the drug. Deputy Fayette, what, he inhaled it?
It was.
He just fell out.
Though, like, my lungs just locked up. I couldn't breathe.
According to the San Diego Sheriff's Department, just a few grains of fentanyl can be absorbed through the body and lead to respiratory failure and even death. Whoa! Corporal Crane quickly realized he needed a naloxone, also known as Narcan. It's good he had that on deck. Narcan is a nasal spray designated to reverse
Came down to him, grabbed him, and I did one nasal spray in one nostril, opened the other one, another nasal spray. I'm not gonna let you die.
Whoa!
I got you. I'm trying to not let him go. Like, I wanted him to know.
Yeah, yo, that video just showed him falling out, and I don't see anywhere where he was really like touching it. Just like being, that's how dangerous that shit is. That beauty, that dangerous beauty fentanyl. Stay away from fentanyl, kids. Last story. How are we running on time? 32 minutes. Riding tight. Delete this. This is hilarious to me. Snickers pulls ad slammed as homophobic in Spain following widespread outrage, apologizes for misunderstanding. Now, I'm not a homophobic, and if whoever you love, whoever you want to love, be with whoever you want to be with, and this has nothing to do with that. This is the commercial itself was fucking hilarious. One of the world's best known treats is being slammed for treating the Spanish LGBTQ community, for not treating the Spanish LGBTQ community with respect, and for promoting homophobia, which maybe it was, but I'm looking at the commercial overall, and I am not homophobic. Snickers, the beloved chocolate bar, crammed with peanuts, caramel, and nougat, has been, I'm a Three Musketeers guy myself, but hey, to each his own, has been at the center of a major controversy in Spain after the release of an advert criticized as homophobic. The 20-second ad shows flamboyant Spanish social media star Alice Gibaja at a beach bar ordering a sexy orange juice with vitamins A, B, and C, abracitos, hugs, besitos, little kisses, and caricias, caresses. How's my Spanish? Yeah. His friend, embarrassed, looks at the waiter before a bar. As he eats the chocolate, he turns into a bearded man with cropped hair, no makeup on, and a deep voice. Better, his friend asks. A clearly relieved Gibaja responds that yes, he does feel better, as the Snickers slogan, "You're not you when you're hungry," flashes on the screen. His friend, come on. Okay. A sexy orange juice with vitamins A, B, and C, abracito, little hugs, besitos, little kisses, and caricias, caresses. His friend, embarrassed, looks at the waiter before handing Gibaja a Snickers bar. As he eats the chocolate, he turns into a bearded man with cropped hair, no makeup on, and a deep voice. Better? His friend asks. A clearly relieved Gibaja responds that yes, he does feel better, as the Snickers slogan. You're not you when you're hungry. Yeah, this is fucking funny to me, but it could be offensive if you played it. Like, yeah, you would definitely have to read the room before you play this. This should have been screened by, yeah, somebody should have screened this right before they aired this commercial. A la vista de esto por supuesto. What the hell does that mean? The ad sparked an enormous backlash on social media, including a 2-paragraph rebuke by Spain's Minister for Equality, Irene Montero. Okay, come on. You're going to call it, but you're going to cancel. What, you're going to cancel Snickers? Like you cancel Ben and Jerry's now? This is what's happening? We can't even eat candy. We can't eat ice cream. We can't eat candy because it's all about whose side you're on. Jesus Christ. They made a bad commercial. God. Our society is diverse and tolerant. Nobody said that it wasn't. Hopefully, those who have the power to make decisions about what we see and hear in commercials and TV shows will learn to be too. And nobody, this is coming at people a mile a minute, and we should by now be more sensitive to the way people identify themselves and everything like that. But it's for people who absolutely mean like no disrespect or no harm at all. It's no intention for them to be rude or disrespectful. If you're in advertising and media and all this stuff like that, somebody it's so saturated now that you're not gonna you're gonna piss somebody off. Somebody's gonna get pissed off at every turn. You can't filter everything out. Something's gonna fucking leak through. God, if I would say if the intention was definitely to be rude or disrespectful or insensitive, like, yeah, then I would. But if it was meant to be funny, I think it was funny. And I don't know. What the fuck do I know? The company has also published an official statement apologizing for the misunderstanding, reaffirming its commitment to people's rights of equality and inclusion. Nobody's taking them away. It's just a fucking candy bar. The commercial. Come on. Abriscos, besitos, and cisesis. Yeah. The just over a month ago, a 24-year-old gay man died after being brutally attacked by a group in Coruña, a port city in the Galicia region of North. So what does that have to do with a bad commercial about with Snickers? What does that have? Is that telling people is it? I don't understand it. Is this telling people to go out and beat up on gay people or people who identify as a certain gender or sexual orientation? No, it's not, because no matter what you put on TV, people out there are going to do what they're going to do stupid shit and insensitive shit. His death, described as a savage and merciless act by Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, outraged people across Spain and sparked a wave of nationwide protests. But you don't, yeah, you try to cancel Snickers though, really? Like, nah, man, no. In an Instagram story, the influencer said that he wanted to apologize a million times over if someone was offended. And like, yeah, and this is what happens. You gotta apologize a million times. Nah, man, like, yeah, come on, man. Like, and now whatever his the way he makes a living is possibly gonna be on the line, because whenever he tries to be successful at something, some idiot is always going to drag it out of the trenches, no matter how. Yeah, remember he made that Snickers commercial and he did that. Like, come on, man. Like, I was just, it was a check. I really, yeah. It was a check. It was a stupid idea. What have we done that has been perfect at every time? Uh, yeah, I agree that we need to be more mindful of things now, because everything is on a world stage. It's everywhere now. Like the news is worldwide. Everything, like, I don't know, like how many things in Iraq, Iran. Now things are like every 10 minutes you get up to date news on the war in Afghanistan, as opposed to 20, 30 years ago, an article came out every once in a while whenever news stations decided to come out with something. Like, yeah, everything is, yeah. So that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. If you fucks with the show, you can find me on Spotify or Anchor. RYEZSHYNE, Rise and Shine on Twitter, or Halfcast AJ, HALFCAST, Taco Meat 05 is my Instagram. Shit, boy, that. And or you can just reach out to me on Facebook here on Messenger or Facebook. Yes, I love you guys. Continue to wear your mask. Know what I mean? Like, don't let these people, everybody's pulling in different directions. You know what you do. You do what's best for you. You wear the mask until otherwise. You got people like I forget where this was that they were denying people service in taxi cabs because they were actually wearing masks. It's actually businesses that's doing this, that's turning people away because I guess when people see masks, they think it's fear, like it's fear mongering, and they don't want people to be scared to go into their business if they see people wearing masks because it's like it makes people scared. No, it makes people care about their fucking life. Jesus, wear the mask. Don't let anybody discourage you from wearing a mask. Like, yeah, it's just like 50, 60 years ago when they all told you that yeah, you don't have to wear a condom. It's insensitive. You can't feel anything. And then and then boom, AIDS. So yeah, so wear the mask. Don't let anybody say, "Yeah, we can go raw this one time. It's not going to hurt anybody." Then boom, it's a scene out of Kids. But so yes, please. I'll talk to y'all very soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Turn up. Don't forget to put your Crocs in sport mode. Adios.